Hey there, this is Andrew from Longbow Logistics, Calgary Used Pallet Supplier. So I just did a free pallet pickup for a brewery customer of mine. So this is Andy. I won't say what brewery it is, but a brewery in Southeast Calgary here. They actually are a little bit different from other brewery customers that I have in that one, they have a tap house, and two, they do a lot of catering. So for what that's worth, their situation is just that they tend to have a surplus of pallets. So the pallets that they receive, their brewing supplies, their malt, whatever it is that they use for brewing, they end up having more pallets than they ship out because they're not shipping to. I have another customer ships out to grocery stores and Sobeys and liquor stores, those kind of things, and then they tend to have a net negative and need to purchase pallets. But in this case, they have an excess of pallets, and because they are standard 48 by 40 sizes, I was able to grab them for them, get rid of them for free. Almost all of them, well, probably about 70% of the ones that I've been grabbing from them are broken. So usually they have broken top or bottom deck boards or missing deck boards. Sometimes they will have stringers that need repairs. Sometimes it's pretty rare that they're blocks, but usually just stringers need repaired. As well as I'll show if you actually, when you purchase pallets from me, you'll actually see my notation that I use. Generally, I will repair on site, but if I do bring them back to my shop, I mark them before I bring them back to the shop. So if you see an up arrow, that means that there was a deck board on the top that was broken or missing. If you see an arrow that's pointing down, that means that there was a deck board that was broken or missing on the bottom. If you see an X, that means that there was some kind of issue with the stringer, so I needed to fix that. And then lastly, sometimes I will draw a circle. And the reason I draw a circle is because it's pretty rare, but I did have one customer about a year ago who they were what were they? They were a logistics company. They were just doing freight forwarding for Amazon. So they would receive shipments for customers, and then they would give them to Amazon. I don't really know what they did. I think it was mostly appliances and stuff that they sold to Amazon. But they went through a lot of pallets, and they would use it 4 or 5 times through their warehouse, moving it around. And he had complained that some of the pallets sort of had a like a lateral or diagonal sort of shifting. Like if you would try to flex it side to side, then he didn't like that. So didn't really make much of a difference, but if I do a circle, that's what I'm trying to fix. And normally all that is I put another board for reinforcement, or I just do more nails on the edges of the stringers. So that gives it more rigidity because obviously the boards are holding it laterally. But that's neither here nor there. I'm just talking about the free pallet removals. So for Andy, covered about 30 broken pallets for him for free, but he also has the issue where because of the pandemic, they had an issue with their bottling company where they just didn't have the supply. I don't know if it was a function of the canning, they didn't have a supply, or certain pallets they didn't have supply, but they had to go elsewhere for doing their canning of their liquor. And they had to get a supplier that gave them, I think, 44-inch by 56-inch pallets, which is not standard in any way that I know of. Like, I don't have any customers who would ever request something like that or want something like that. So they got, I think, about 60 of those, and they can't get rid of them. I don't want them. I can't repair them because I don't have boards that size, so it doesn't really make sense. So I just have to take them to a grinder for them, a wood grinder. If you are doing your own disposals, that's what I would generally recommend rather than taking them to the dump. It's less expensive. Obviously, it gets reused, so that's a little bit better environmentally if you care about that. But yeah, I'm just going to take them to a wood recycler for him, charge him a nominal fee. It's not terribly much. It's more just subsidizing my time. And because he's a customer of mine, I'm happy to do it. But yeah, that's the free pallet removal service. This is Andrew from Longbow Logistics, Calgary Used Pallet Supplier. If you had any questions, if you wanted to get a free pallet pickup yourself, just give me a call at 587-735-1720. That'll go directly to me. If I don't answer, leave a voicemail. I get a transcription directly to my phone, and I can help you out however I can. Hope you're doing well, and take care.